Hey everyone, my name is Michael. Welcome to the video on how to learn a language finally. And so I'm going to talk about three pretty high level kind of big overview tips on how I would tell someone to really look at language learning. So without further ado, number one being, and I know it sounds overrated, but it really is important, it's mindset. So why is mindset so important? Mindset is really important because when you're learning a language, we already know that the biggest reason why people fail is because they just give up. Because language learning is a marathon and it's hard, and it's hard to keep that motivation and to keep going. And so if you're looking at language learning like, I'll try a little, I'll flirt with the idea. It's like, no, you kind of have to look at it like dating. Like you can't just flirt with the idea. You need to like commit and say like, hey, okay, it's not like I want to marry you right away, but like I do want to see where this goes. So that's how you should look at it with language learning. Like you can't look at it for 2 weeks and try for 2 weeks and be like, oh, I wasn't perfect. I made a bunch of mistakes. It's not even worth it. Like you gotta give yourself some time and commit and see this as a positive thing and not say, maybe if I seem to be better than other people, will do it. Mindset's number one. Number two, actually practice what you want to do. And it sounds silly, but think of this analogy. Think of it like in basketball. Think of it as you doing a bunch of dribbling drills, a bunch of shooting, but you never play against another player, or you never go on a team to play a game. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're training to play basketball, but you're never actually practicing what you're actually training to do. And I feel like a lot of people do that in language learning. A lot of people are like always reviewing their conjugation tables. Oh, I'm reading a bunch. I am listening to TV. And I'm like, well, when's the last time you actually talked to someone? And they're like, oh, well, I'm not ready for that yet. How long has it been? 6 months. But like, once I can listen to TV perfectly, then I'll do it. It's like, no, you should be practicing now. That's like, if you want to get stronger in the gym and you're like, okay, I'll just do a couple flies, maybe a couple bicep curls, maybe a couple of, I don't know, back extensions. It's like, no, you gotta lift heavy if you wanna get stronger. So number two is that you need to practice what you actually are aiming to do. And that's okay if you have a different goal. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm trying to do it for academic reasons. I wanna be able to publish papers in a different language. I wanna be able to read. So you're gonna be reading all day, and that's fine. But most people are going to be trying to learn a language to be able to speak to other people. So that should be the forefront. 80% of your practice should be practicing with different people. And then 20% can be all the other good stuff, listening to podcasts, TV, whatever. Number three, that is to work on your weak points. So when you're learning a language, it's not like, for example, if you're trying to learn French or Spanish, I teach Spanish. So if you're trying to learn Spanish, it's not like, oh, this is your level and this is how good you're getting. There's a bunch of different little like levels to get up. So maybe your vocabulary is going up, your grammar is going up, different things coming up, but your pronunciation is lacking. Spend some extra time with your pronunciation. Maybe your conjugations, you just can't seem to conjugate verbs right. Go ahead and take some time to work on those conjugations. There's going to be a lot of times that you have to review. So if you're talking to someone and you're practicing, after that, do a review. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? Ask your partner, hey, what does it seem like I've not been doing very good often? Take that and work on it. And so with these three tips, if you have your mindset right, if you're practicing what you're actually trying to do, and you're working on your shortcomings, it's gonna be hard for you not to progress. Of course, there's a bunch of other things. There's a lot of very actionable steps that you can find on my YouTube with different videos. And this is a very kind of like higher view at it. But take these three tips, run with it. Best of luck with your language learning, and I'll see you in the next video.